Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Capricorn February 25, 2025. A spot of restlessness can lead to interesting experiences and new ideas or discoveries today. There's a willingness to learn from others and encourage them to express themselves in turn. Still, today also features Mars changing direction, and you should take your time on things. Mars turns direct after retrograde motion for over 2 months, marking a turning point. As you advance, you'll be clearer about your desires and needs. Friendships might straighten out, and emotional complications seem to sort out as well. You're learning who is indeed in your corner, and your desires and affections clarify. It's better not to expect immediate results, but have faith that slowly but surely, you'll get where you want to go. A less complicated existence is certainly something you could use right now. Ideally, you go back over old ground, this time with new eyes. Life likely felt gray and dreary in recent months, but you're seeing the color return to your eyes. As mighty Mars, the red planet of sex, passion, and drive, soars back to life in your solar house of friendships, communities, and online dating, you're set up for one of the most adventurous periods of your life. This transit lasts until April 2025, so expect to be socializing a great deal. If coupled up, plan fun events with your pals and one and only. If single, expect that your dating life could be fired up like a rocket ship. Know what you want, but be open to what the universe is tempting you with. Is there someone you want to work with? Try again as Mercury in Pisces trines Mars retrograde in Cancer. You may have put yourself out there once before, such as submitting an application or cold emailing people you want to connect with. Unfortunately, there might have been a lack of progress. If this is the case, it is worth following up whatever you have already set in motion. Given that Mars will station direct in Cancer shortly after, you could receive some response from the individual or institution that you want to work with. One of the wonderful things about you is that you warm up slowly. You can really be sure about what you are doing because you don't adopt things immediately. Revel in your easy pace and continue to focus on yourself, one day at a time. If you continue drinking plenty of water and nibbling on healthy snacks, you will soon need an outlet for your copious energy. Begin to consider what exercise regimen really works for you. What do you like and what works with your schedule? Kicking up your heels and having a little fun will be encouraged on this day. You can't possibly spend every minute of every day doing things for your family and others. To do so will surely wear you out. The essence of this day helps you create a better balance in your life. Enjoying yourself from time to time will definitely help achieve this. Taking care of your needs is just as important as tending to those of others. In a case of perfect timing, it is over the weekend that the moon returns for its ordinary but important monthly visit to a playful and creative part of your chart. This is the moon's first visit since Mercury not only left at the end of last month but ended years of near-continuous planetary activity until later in the year. In the dwarf planet series last full day in your work sector, and just as you are coming to the end of her deep dive into your needs and priorities on the job front, the moon returns in time to help you factor in a need for a balance between work and play. Just in time for the weekend, the MO on not only returns for its monthly visit to your romantic sector but its first since Mercury left, ending all planetary activity on the romantic front. Today's romantically charged lunar vibes are also helping to make the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication's first weekend in your relationship sector, even more special. Our eyes in the sky. After what may have felt like an endless struggle, a time filled with hesitation, emotional exhaustion, and a sense of being stuck in a loop, Mars stations direct in Cancer today, marking the end of its retrograde journey. This shift is like the first rays of sunlight breaking through after a long, stormy night. If you've been feeling drained, uncertain, or caught in cycles of doubt and second-guessing, you might now begin to sense a shift in your energy, a return to a state of clarity and determination. It's as if the fog has lifted, and the path ahead, though still requiring effort, now feels more attainable and less overwhelming. Have you ever woken up one day and suddenly felt a renewed sense of control over your life, as if something just clicked into place? That's the kind of energy today brings: a fresh start, a new rhythm, and a realization that progress is not only possible but already beginning to take shape. It's the moment where you stop looking backward and instead focus on what's next with a sense of purpose. Tasks that once felt tedious or insurmountable may now seem manageable, and your ability to set boundaries and express your needs could feel more natural. If you've been holding back emotions, particularly frustration or unresolved tension, Mars direct encourages you to acknowledge and release them in a healthy, constructive way. It's not about acting impulsively but about giving yourself permission to process these feelings and move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. Have you ever been surprised by how much lighter you feel after simply expressing what's been on your mind? Today offers that kind of relief. It's also important to take a moment to reflect on what you've learned during the retrograde period. Instead of rushing ahead, ask yourself, what patterns have emerged in your relationships, career, or personal growth? What lessons have you encountered that you may not have fully processed yet? Sometimes, our greatest insights come not in the midst of struggle but in the moments just after, when we finally have the perspective to see how far we've come. Now is the time to integrate those lessons and let them shape your next steps. With Mars gaining momentum, you might start viewing the world through a clearer lens. The things that once felt confusing or out of reach could suddenly begin to make sense, and decision-making becomes more intuitive. If you've experienced moments of doubt recently, trust that the clarity you've been seeking is now within reach. Have you ever had a moment where everything seemed to align, and you just knew what you needed to do? That kind of realization is more likely to happen now, especially if you remain open to new insights. This is also a time to share what you've learned with those around you, whether through meaningful conversations, creative expression, or simply being more open about your experiences. The things you've gone through, your challenges, your growth, your discoveries could be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. Have you ever noticed how sharing your story can inspire or bring clarity to someone else? Your words and experiences hold power, and today is a great day to use them for connection and understanding. As your energy starts to increase, remember that balance is key. When Mars shifts, it can feel like an internal fire reigniting, but that doesn't mean you have to sprint forward without rest. Take care of yourself. Pay attention to your physical and mental well-being. Are there any habits that no longer serve you? This is an ideal moment to make small but impactful changes, adjusting your daily routine, being mindful of your nutrition, or carving out time for self-care. Even simple acts like spending time in nature, moving your body, or drinking more water can significantly improve your overall well-being. Communication also takes on a more powerful role today. You may find it easier to express your thoughts with confidence, and others are more receptive to your ideas. If you've been avoiding a difficult conversation, now is a good time to address it with honesty and clarity. Have you ever had someone unexpectedly seek your advice, and in the process of helping them, you realized just how much you've grown yourself? Today presents opportunities for those kinds of exchanges, where supporting others can also reinforce your own understanding of your journey. Intellectually, you might feel sharper and more engaged, making it a great time for problem-solving, learning, or diving into discussions that challenge and expand your thinking. You may feel a renewed curiosity, a desire to explore new perspectives, or even take the lead in conversations. If you've been contemplating a new project or considering an opportunity, trust that you have the insight and determination to see it through. Leadership, however, isn't just about pushing forward, it's also about listening. Have you ever been in a conversation where a simple shift in perspective changed everything? That kind of breakthrough energy is present today, so be open to collaboration and new ideas.